In a single day, the might of Rome was shattered.
70,000 Romans stood ready, confident in their strength. But before them stood a commander, outnumbered, yet unbroken.
A man who turned strategy into a weapon more lethal than any sword.
At Cannae, Hannibal devised a trap never before seen in history.
Advance!
Rome sought not just victory, but annihilation of Hannibal.
Yet Hannibal's horsemen waited, shadows on the edge of destiny.
The pride of Rome marched, unaware they were stepping into a snare.
But Hannibal knew numbers alone could be turned into weakness.
His army bent, not to break, but to engulf.
Step by step, they lured Rome deeper into the maw. This was not mere battle. This was art. The legions pressed tighter, blind to the jaws closing around them. Rome had walked willingly into the cage.
For glory! For Numidia!
And so began Rome's darkest hour, the trap at Cannae.
Rome, reeling from defeat, demanded one final, crushing victory. The Senate called forth the largest army Rome had ever fielded.
80,000 infantry, the pride of the Republic, gathered for war.
They believed sheer numbers would crush their enemy once and for all.
Across the plain, the commander of Carthage gathered barely half that number.
He did not seek to match Rome man for man. He would outthink them.
His cavalry, swift and deadly, would become the hammer.
2 Roman consuls shared command, each determined to claim glory. Their discipline was unmatched, their confidence absolute. Yet Carthage's host was a mosaic, diverse, fierce, and bound by loyalty to their commander.
From every corner of Italy, Rome summoned her sons.
The eagle standard marched at their head, symbol of empire. Across the plain, a commander studied every move, every weakness.
By night, 80,000 men crowded the camps of Rome. Across from them, a leaner host, hardened by years of war.
Both armies gathered by the river, the stage set for destiny. Tomorrow, Rome triumphs!
The other camp whispered of patience, of a plan unseen.
Rome trusted its cavalry to sweep the field.
But across the plain, faster riders waited.
Rome's might rested on endless resources.
Their enemies survived on hardship, forged by hunger. The river itself became part of the trap. The legionaries prepared with iron discipline. Others readied themselves with fury and ritual. At dawn, Rome's leaders believed destiny favored them.
But their enemy had already drawn the snare.
Two worlds stood face to face. One vast, one cunning.
Rome trusted steel and numbers.
Their foe trusted mind and maneuver.
On the eve of battle, silence fell.
Warriors rested lightly, ready for dawn.
The plain of Cannae waited, silent, like a tomb. Rome sought omens from the gods.
Their foes placed faith in courage and cunning.
At sunrise, legions formed in crushing depth.
Across from them, a crescent waited, silent, patient.
Two titans stood poised, Rome in her might and her challenger with the deadliest plan of all.
The morning of destiny arrived. Today, Rome crushes her foe.
Across the field, another mind measured every move.
The legions pressed into depth, eager to smash through.
Their foe formed a crescent, inviting Rome inside.
Rome believed they saw weakness.
But the signal had already been given. Two decisions, collision inevitable. Charge!
But waiting riders sprang to life.
The first collision shook the plain. Light horse danced around heavy riders. The legions pushed forward, unstoppable mass. The crescent bent, as if breaking. Rome believed victory was near. Yet every step had been foreseen.
The trap slowly closed. Forward!
But the line did not shatter. It held. And with every step, they sealed their fate.
80,000 men pressed into a killing ground. The center bowed, but it was no rout. Advance!
The moment had come.
The jaws of the trap began to move. Steel met steel, the battle fully joined.
But one man saw the larger picture.
Packed tighter, the legions lost space to fight.
The crescent curved ever tighter. The jaws were about to snap shut. The legions hurled themselves forward. Steel crashed into shields as the first ranks met.
At first, Rome seemed to prevail.
Their mass pressed deeper into the waiting crescent. Rome is victorious!
But their enemy had invited this very moment. The line bent, but did not break.
Step by step, Rome marched deeper into the snare.
The press of bodies grew unbearable.
The line gave ground, as planned. Press them harder! Press harder!
But another move was already in motion.
The jaws of the trap opened wider.
A mosaic of peoples stood together.
Roma! 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 Hey!
The trap widened, and Rome marched willingly inside.
Inside the mass, men could barely raise a sword.
The line retreated step by step, luring them on. Faster! Break them!
But the masterstroke was unfolding. The jaws crept closer.
Crowded tighter, they could no longer fight as legions.
Seasoned veterans anchored the line.
Their weapons lost power in the press. Step by step, the noose began to close. Rome believed the enemy was breaking. But it bent by design.
Their own numbers worked against them.
The wings prepared to enfold the mass.
The opening clash was done. The jaws of annihilation were ready to close.
On the wings, the horsemen struck with fury. The Roman horse was broken, driven from the field. Now they turned upon the rear. Their rear was sealed.
And dread began to spread.
The wings closed like jaws. Too late, they saw it. The trap was closing. The hammer fell upon their rear. Panic rippled through the ranks.
The wings shut tight.
Hold the line! Hold! Hold!
At the center, calm eyes watched Rome suffocate.
Men could not fight, only gasp for breath.
The trap was shut.
We will triumph! Victory is ours!
Inside, 80,000 souls drowned in dust and blood.
At Cannae, the jaws snapped shut.
Weapons became deadweight.
The veterans pressed inexorably inward. Terror spread faster than steel.
The signal was given.
Form ranks! Form ranks, thanks!
The circle tightened.
They fell, not by blades, but by weight of their own. Now there was no escape.
Breath itself became scarce.
Even their leaders vanished in the swarm.
The noose tightened further.
One man directed the storm.
For Carthage! For victory! Drive them back! Die, Romans, die! Tens of thousands had nowhere to run.
Cannae had become a furnace of death. Strength failed before steel did.
Terror had no end within the ring. "80,000 men trapped in a single knot. The field was his. Even the eagles fell.
Rome was undone in a single day. Cannae, Rome's darkest hour.
The field was carpeted with the fallen.
Few remained alive, and fewer still unbroken. The circle still stood, unbroken. Rome's pride lay in the dust. The survivors were taken, not saved. Annihilation was near total. For the living, shame was heavier than chains.
Oh, victorious Carthage!
And so the sun set on Rome's darkest field.
Victory had never looked so grim. 80,000 had come. Few walked away.
Roman army was gone.
For the survivors, captivity was their only future.
As dusk fell, silence claimed Cannae.
The field belonged to Carthage.
Cannae was no battle now, only a grave.
Even Rome's eagles were lost.
Heya! Heya! Heya!
For the living, the burden was worse than death. Cannae would haunt Rome forever. Cannae left a scar deeper than any wound.
In Rome, grief spread like fire.
Even the Senate trembled at the scale of loss.
All Italy felt the shock.
Tens of thousands of families wept.
For Carthage, it was their greatest day.
The survivors bore chains heavier than steel.
Yet Rome did not yield. From ashes rose a new strategy. Patience, not pride. Rome rebuilt with iron discipline.
Rome swore never to suffer such a defeat again.
A city prayed for survival. For Carthage, triumph would prove fleeting. In time, Rome rose stronger than before. Discipline turned defeat into strength. The day would come when Rome struck back. But Cannae remained a wound in Roman memory. Generations would whisper the name.
Cannae became legend, and legend became warning. The shadow of Cannae never left Rome.